Welcome back, everyone, to the GEST Dota 2. No, it's not that tournament. I've just put up the wrong overlay, but that's the right overlay, at least for the end game. We have got ourselves a best-of-1 match between Invasion, MUFC Armageddon, and Team First Departure. Both teams winning their round 1 match. MUFC taking down the slightly more known Dreams, but First Departure disposed of Team Myeon with quite a few known names. Definitely no easy feat, but they're here now. Winner of this match wins Group A. Loser of it goes down to the second and third place decider, and I am joined by Vikramont. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Gods. I'm excited to see this game. Two strong teams. MUFC, honestly, have been very hot lately. Still a little bit of inconsistency that I think they're still trying to smooth out. And of course, they have these relatively new players on their roster. In this game, it'll be, I think Huntrash player is going to be in this game, and he's a very, very exciting definitely huge upside potential player. And First Departure, honestly, they're playing with what you and I think, agreed in the previous games, their best 5. So running Miracle in the 1 role, Pelosun in the mid, and then Labihana tonight filling it out. I don't know. I think both teams are strong. Either one could easily take it, and it'll just come down to strategy and execution, which is the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. We'll have to see. Anti-Mage slipped through the pool, so First Departure do have that option, but MUFC Winter, he knows how much Miracle loves his Anti-Mage. He'll have something in mind planned for that very occasion. They've already got the Batrider who offers you the, sort of the pick-off opportunities, either an Anti-Mage or one of his teammates. If you basically pick off a key hero like a Mag, which I imagine First Departure are going to be first picking here, then the fight can be won. You can sort of look to transition into a push, and that's something which makes Batrider such a strong, powerful hero. And Miracle actually doesn't go for the Mag just yet, gets the Queen of Pain.
Queen of Pain is an interesting choice. I think MUFC could have picked up that Quap as their 3rd pick.
Yeah.
To sort of combine with the Batrider, because Batrider ensures that, for instance, Anti-Mage or whomever will actually be hit by all of the Queen of Pain damage. So they still secure up the Magnus, and in my opinion, they didn't need to take the Anti-Mage second. I think it's fine to take these sort of just slightly higher priority heroes and then hope that Anti-Mage comes through. This does, however, it leaves the Rubik pretty solid response to the Magnus. It's not a win, but it does give you the opportunity with great Rubik execution to steal up that reverse polarity and really turn it right around. Both teams with good lineups. I do have to say the ban of the Shadow Demon does mean that if FD go for something like the Anti-Mage, they won't have that sort of disruption response to it.
Yeah, I think it's a support here that FD love to rely on a lot themselves, which is what we saw last game. Sure, it's something which MUFC can't get to sort of semi-deal with an Anti-Mage, but more importantly, it's just FD love playing around the Shadow Demon. Defensive disruptions, they're a very sort of conservative team. They sit back in the early game, so having a Shadow Demon on your side, and then later on for the setups is absolutely fantastic. So I think it makes sense as a ban. We'll have to see whether or not FD do get their carry hero here. I think they want to start looking towards some of those supports, because MUFC grab up the Nyx, the Rubik. High-tier supports are very few and far between right now.
Right. A lot of them either banned out in the form of the Coddle Shadow Demon or drafted up for MUFC, and that's, I think, that's the riddle for FD, is what their trial lane is going to consist of and how they're going to get the support that they want. So Undying, this signals the intent to run 3v3. Undying, of course, the bigger the team fight, the happier that he is. And so, the question will be what actually First Departure pick up for a carry to run in this trialing, because Undying really goes well with a lot of different supports. The ideal is actually Keeper of the Light, but if he's, of course, banned out. But this does mean that they're going to need some carry with some action early if they want to run up in the 3v3.
Yeah, every now and then First Departure have run a Gyrocopter for Miracle, which is always possible.
Yep.
Like
Luna
you mentioned,
also maybe.
Yeah, Luna, another sort of high priority one, I think, for First Departure. And like you mentioned last game, these Southeast Asia teams, if they go Gyrocopter, it's normally in the second stage, so we're going to see it still in the pool. This time around, Darkseid does not get ignored, as MUFC do take it out of the pool.
FD actually banning out Luna. Interestingly, I want to just make a tracking note of this so I don't forget later. Both Shadow Demon and Darkseid are now out of the pool. These are the 2 primary illusion generation heroes. So this means that FD are clear to take one of those heroes that with potentially dangerous illusion responses. That means Anti-Mage, and it could also mean Phantom Lancer. Just something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. I don't necessarily think they'll go for those heroes, but I want to just note that the way is clear for them not to get responded to with illusions.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Both teams still lacking their carry, though, something which MUFC could sort of start thinking about themselves. MUFC don't normally run the PL. They do run a lot of Luna for Hon Trash Play, so that
Yeah.
gets taken out of the pool. And his other main hero is probably Faceless Fully, as well as the Alchemist we saw in the first game when they destroyed
Sure.
Dreams. If you have an Alchemist in the safe lane not getting contested farm, it could be all over right from the get-go.
Naga, an interesting band. This is a hero that interacts very well with Undying in a number of ways because of her long duration immobilize, and Undying's very good against stationary targets. So actually a pretty clever, good band here. It also is good to set up sort of ultimate combos, like if you want to run the Magnus. If they wanted to run, say, Magnus Sand King, the Naga does a lot to set that up. In addition to just being a good... Yeah, now they're sort of taking out these bruiser carries. Both teams realize that they're heading towards a 3v3 showdown, and they're trying to rob the other team of their favorite tools for that showdown.
Yeah, I don't blame them, and especially these strong early game carries for MUFC that are being banned out by first departure, and then vice versa. It's sort of the big setup team fights one, like the Naga Siren Song, great for that. Darkseer Vacuum sort of set people in place for a Magnus RP. So we'll see. Maybe imagine another sort of carry along those lines banned out by MUFC, unless there's some sort of an offlaner. There's already 2 solos in Mag and Queen of Pain, so it's unlikely we look to get another offlaner.
No, I think FD... No, I think they'll definitely run Magnus mid, Queen of Pain solo in the 3v3 lane. So
maybe like
they
an
don't really
aggressive
need one.
support, or then something like the Gyrocopter even ban out.
Yeah, I would look to maybe ban out the gyro because like you said, Miracle has played it. He's good. Yep. Yeah. No huge surprise there. The question for FD here is, do they actually expend a 5th? Do they spend 5 out of 5 bans on carries, or do they try to take out MUFC's most likely solo lane option? The issue with banning out a solo against MUFC is they can relegate Batrider to the jungle, run with something else mid, and just be fine there. So yeah, 5 out of 5 carry bans. Goodness gracious, we lost a lot of carries in this ban phase.
I like the anti-mage ban. If MUFC grabbed it themselves, they could have caused a lot of problems. And Weaver gets picked up. This is a tricky hero because it can go safe lane, it can go off lane. Normally it's TFG who plays it for MUFC, but every now and then they have run a safe lane Weaver, although generally played as the offlaner.
I really like this Weaver pick because, exactly what you said, it's very canny. It keeps FD guessing as to what their 5th pick is going to be. And usually you see teams with their sort of first 3 picks look to really make it wide open so you have no idea what their second phase is, and then the 4th and 5th pick define the plan. But MUFC actually bringing it down to the wire, I personally have no idea whether this Weaver is going to go solo or it's going to go in the tri-lane. And that's exactly what they want First Departure to think. CM. The Immobilize, again, it gives you sort of the opportunity to deal a lot of damage, stack up some zombies, get at least 2 decay hits off. The problem with CM, of course, is now MUFC, in my opinion, should put the Weaver in the tri-lane, because maximum movement speed versus swift as the Wolves of Ice Rack means that the Crystal Maiden could end up dying a lot.
Oh yeah, they just need to get some sort of a solo... Well, I guess Batrider can go bottom against the Queen of Pain, and then they just need to grab themselves a solo mid. Something like a TA. They run TA really well, one of FZ's better heroes, so...
TA would be excellent.
It gives them that secondary carry. I think the main thing is they need another source of damage, because Weaver not really a strong carry, and that's where TA could be really powerful.
TA, yeah. TA, the nice thing is actually TA and Weaver have great synergy. Weaver is so good with armor reduction effects, so if you meld and Weaver hits you a couple times off that, a lot of heroes are going to die very quickly, especially these flimsier heroes like Crystal Maiden. We got to keep an eye on this CM, because if the tri-lane goes poorly and CM starts dying a lot and ends up marooned on level 1 or 2, it's basically going to devolve into a 5v4, and Batrider great in 5v4 situations because, hey, all of a sudden it's 5v3.
Yeah, it's a very, very squishy hero, but it's a good really early game laning hero and something which can combo with an Undying well, having both a slow as well, or a slow as 2 nukes, one being a slow, one being a disable. And set that up for the Tombstone, some decays, and then if you get the carry hero for this tri-lane, something really strong and powerful, Gyrocopter taken out, but there's plenty of other options out there for Miracle.
Even a casual Chaos Knight is another thing that's going to kill Crystal Maiden's dead.
Oh, well, we'll have to see what they go for Mirana for MUFC, so...
Alright.
I would say probably safe lane Mirana, just because if you send Mirana anywhere else, Mirana can't really last it against Queen of Pain. Mirana will get destroyed by a Queen of Pain. Maybe you can go mid against a Magnus, but once again, I think Magnus does just fine. Mirana base damage is not too good. Magnus just spams Shockwave, and Mirana just... I think you need the tri-lane to be most effective as a Mirana.
Yeah, I think this is probably Weaver solo, Rubik Nyx Mirana, and Batrider. Now, in fairness to the Mirana, this is a hero that I really don't like seeing, but Telekinesis plus Impale does mean that Sacred Arrow is going to hit, and it's going to hit for a fairly substantial length of time. Their total stun length is pretty ridiculous, MUFC. Like, when they string all the three of these stuns together, whoever they hit is down for the count, essentially. And I think it's interesting that FD choose to respond with this farming Windrunner, because this does give them a little counter stun potential. They, of course, don't have any real stuns in this tri-lane from the Undying or Crystal Maiden, just the Immobilize of the Frostbite. Windrunner is what provides that real stun in addition to that.
Yeah, and I kind of like this route. This is almost somewhat like old school Oranges, where it's something like a solo mid or a safe lane solo Queen of Pain, which in some ways is going to be their main source of damage and their carry hero. The offensive challenge is just meant to sort of cause some problems, put MUFC on the back foot, apply a lot of pressure, and
it's mid Quap, solo safe Magnus, and 3v3 top.
Okay, interesting.
I think, because it's Pelosin is always up in the middle, and he's on that Queen of Pain.
I'd say generally, I think Pelosin's more suited to playing almost a one-position Queen of Pain, just because of him being such a playmaker, so I think the lanes could go either way.
You're probably right, yeah. I guess we should introduce the teams, too.
We can do that.
I'll go ahead and do Departure then. So, first Departure, we just saw them really crush Myeon under their heel, the Australians, with Miracle having one of his big #1 hard carry games. But we're going to see a different strategy coming out from them here. The tri-lane will be composed of Tonight playing as Po O-san, which I hate. It's making me mess up so much. But nonetheless, he's up on the Undying. The rest of the tri-lane will be composed of Miracle on this farming Windrunner, and it will be Lubby filling it out on the Crystal Maiden. Then I was wrong. It will be Hana in the mid as the Magnus, even though Pelosin is typically their Magnus player, and Pelosin as the safe lane solo hard farming Queen of Pain. And I hope it goes better for them than it did for Orange earlier this morning, but I think it could.
Well, for MUFC, the guy who's going to be looking to do his best of dealing with Queen of Pain is going to be TFG, Too Fucking Good, or formerly known as Garfield. In the offlane as Weaver, we've got FZ playing the solo mid Nyx Assassin. So there's your mix-up. It's going to be Winter playing a jungle Batrider, Ling on the support Rubik, and Hontrash player WTF playing the Mirana. So a little change here. I think Nyx Assassin doesn't do the best in tri-lane versus tri-lane, and this is a good way of dealing with it. Send him mid. Problem is this tri-lane for MUFC is no longer a tri-lane. It's a jungle Batrider.
I don't love this, actually. It's greedy is what it is. Yep. Winter will be able to farm very quickly because FD have not sought to pierce into this jungle to ward. I think, frankly, because they didn't expect MUFC to come out with this composition. So MUFC gains the element of surprise, but I don't trust Mirana Rubik against Undying CM Windrunner. I feel like it's going to be a very tense situation until Winter feels comfortable enough to come into these fights. And Jungle Batrider, it takes a little bit of a while before he's comfortable to join fights.
Yeah, I think the big thing is here that Mirana and Rubik play as hell defensive as possible. They've already got the level 1 leap on the Mirana. Rubik hasn't actually leveled up anything, but as soon as he sees any danger, we'll begin that telekinesis for the additional disable. And Winter trying to stack as best he can. Tried to go for a double stack here, only got the 1 stack, but he's going to be looking, like you say, get the early levels up as fast as possible so he can take part. I mean, he needs to help out this top lane. He will be needing to once he hits level 3, level 4 maybe.
Right. And the good news for Winter is that fact that they did surprise Departure with this. FD made no attempts to clear out this jungle. The main counter-argument to Jungle Batrider is generally just that you sort of ward up the jungle and he has trouble farming it. But since FD, I think, we're fully expecting Bat mid in the 3v3 top, they haven't really done anything to deal with Winter here, and so I think he will get about as good of a Jungle Batrider as you can get. The only question being, what do they give up for this? If they don't lose any of the lanes, then they've given up basically nothing, and they're going to be in a fantastic position. But if Ling and Hontrash player get punished top, I don't think this Jungle Batrider will pay off. That's really the gamble that they've taken here.
Yeah, no, I fully agree there. We are going to see... Ooh, I heard an arrow come out.
Ooh, Hana actually taking a lot of damage mid as well. He's going to get harassed out a little bit, and I have to wait for his next bottle.
Okay, so both the solo mids, as you expect. Early bottle. Not full bottle crow coming out from FC. He's actually going to rotate, pick up a rune. He's missing... What, a couple CS here maybe? He's going to get back into XP range just to get those, but he may miss some farm. And bottom lane, we've got Weaver versus Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain should win this matchup, and at the moment is winning it pretty handily in terms of CS.
Yeah, six extra last hits plus the 3 denies. I actually think TFG might be able to do a little better than this, but the problem with Weaver is it's actually fairly hard to last hit against Quap.
Yeah.
Your animation is substantially worse, and Gemini, you have to be tricky with Gemini, basically, to actually get the last hits. But he can do a lot of damage, is the flip side. You see Peloson taking a lot of damage here. Actually, he might... No, he's okay, but he's going to take gobs of damage. He's actually at 129. He has to be really careful, actually. If he gets caught out by the Shikuchi, nice blink.
Immediate salve, and I think Weaver realizes can't chase into that. Could actually go down. So smart play from Queen of Pain. Peloson maintains control over this lane. We'll see maybe a fast bottle coming out from him. Otherwise, we look maybe just straight for some treads. He's in the shop there. Picks up Robe of the Magi. So extra damage, extra intel.
Yeah. Now 72 damage to 64. But the thing is, the problem for Queen of Pain here is that Weaver's going to have a lot of harassment damage onto her. I would love to see, this is kind of unusual, but I would love to see something like a fast medallion for TFG for the mana regen and even better harassment onto Peloson.
Yeah, he's got the Ring of Protection, so either something like that, or we look towards maybe a Ring of Aquila or your
Tranquils is fairly common too. Yeah. It's like the Weaver version of Heart.
Yeah. That's very, very true. But top lane, we haven't actually seen too much action yet. So far, Winran's just been farming away, Miracle having no issues there, and Mirana... absolutely no farm. So both Mirana and Weaver, the two sort of side lane farmers, getting very, very little.
Unfortunately, Swift is the Wolves of Ice Rack, actually. They really wanted... They were almost in range of the Frostbite, and unfortunately CM is just too freaking slow to walk up and do it to Miracle. To Huntrash player, rather.
Well, Huntrash player is going to be safe for now, and this top lane, I guess the X factor is going to be Winter's jungle Batrider. He's been completely left alone.
Ooh, kill in the mid.
Okay, bottom. Weaver.
Bottom, sorry.
I missed it
TFG
too,
was waiting for his bottle. He actually picked up a bottle for himself, and unfortunately he gets picked off by Peloson as he's sort of waiting for it, because he has no items other than that. He has no boots, 2 branches, and a Ring of Prot. I don't know, I find these bottles with no second courier slightly questionable, because they do leave you so vulnerable.
Well, I think the nice thing is you can actually just, with the Flying Courier, you can basically bring out both bottles at the same time, and then send it back, just send it from bottom lane to mid lane, pick up both bottles, send it back to Fountain, and then refill both, and then send it back out. But
that's a good point.
It's nowhere near as fast as the double courier, but hey, it saves your supports a bit of gold. They don't have to buy that extra courier.
Sure, that's definitely true. So TFG, at this point, with that death, he's lost this lane very substantially. He's now 3, not really 3, but it looks like 3 levels behind. He's level 4 to Peloson's level 7. He just hits level 5 now, so basically 2 levels behind. And, God, how am I missing these kills? I'm so sorry.
That's right. We're both 0 for 2. I'm going to blame being sleepy, but hey.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and blame being sleepy too. TFG trying to turn around on Peloson again. Peloson actually doesn't have the mana to cast his ultimate or anything, so he's forced to TP out. This is some critical space for TFG to earn some XP in this lane without the interference of Queen of Pain. I actually don't know if Peloson's going to immediately come back here or try to generate a kill in another lane, because they've prevented Huntrash from getting too much farm, but I think they want even more. It would be nice for them to actually score some kills up here.
Yeah, I think that's the farm alone is not going to be enough long term. For right now, I think they've won this lane, but they need to start looking for the kills. Considering they've got Undying, only level 2 as well, it's sort of a bit of a concern, because he's a hero you need to get those early points in to get the Tombstone up. Level 1 Tombstone, just 400 radius, isn't going to do you a whole lot.
Yeah, the levels is a bit of a concern for Departure this early, because of course the whole point of MUFC's lineup is that they're going to amass those early levels, and you can see they're already about almost 2k XP ahead just as a result of this greedy approach that so far has at least partially paid off for them.
Well, FC up to level 7, he's actually winning this mid lane pretty solidly. He's got a full level. Mag just going to hit level 6 now ahead of... behind the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin gets a haste rune, so we're seeing Ling rotate mid, get himself some levels, and I imagine Nyx Assassin is going to look to find an opening either bottom or top. He's going bottom. He's TPing.
Greedier and greedier. The Rubik mid to sort of get the levels. An errant RP would catch him. Kill. Oh man, Peloson's going to go down very quickly at FC. Yes. FC picking it up with the haste rune, the stun, the mana burn. Mana burn obviously great against Queen of Pain, and there we are. Nyx Assassin 2-0, now with a kill on Hana and a kill on Peloson, and that's more space generated for Weaver.
Yeah, nice play. Nyx Assassin has to be the one helping out these two side lane farmers. Both Weaver as well as Moran had a really bad start. Nyx Assassin has to be the one ganking and setting up stuff around the map to help them out.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the MUFC, now that they feel that Mirana is actually fairly safe to at least survive solo, they rotate Ling around. He gets some extra XP, takes him up to level 4. Winter's still just PvE Batrider over here, like... going away at these creep camps. He actually will not have the fastest Blink Dagger ever, but he got Tranquils, he has Bottle, he's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, he's got the levels. I mean, sometimes you see that sort of 11, 12-minute Blink Dagger. I don't think we'll see it on this bat right here. We're looking at maybe close to 14, 15 minutes if he stays in the jungle. But he may even look to go get ganking. Considering he's level 7 already, with just having the Tranquil Boots, he's got decent movement speed and could find a lasso.
Yeah, Winter is pretty close to the point at which he can sort of just start coming in. I would love to see a rank eventually of Flame Break before he actually starts trying to kill people. Flame Break's such an amazing ability. The repositioning factor, it can really just mess up an other team's combat map by putting them in places that they weren't expecting to be. And Hana, he's doing okay in this mid, but does he not have Arcane Boots? I don't think he does. Yeah, actually, ouch. That's a bleak middle lane. This Magnus still not even that close to Arcanes yet.
Yeah, not the best CS, and with that death to his name, he's really struggling a bit there. And this is something which you just... I guess it's a hero who's not normally used to playing. Generally, it is going to be Pelusin playing that Mag and Hana.
Yeah.
The offlane player generally having a bit of a tough time here at mid.
Right, yeah. It's interesting. I mean, we talked about that choice of putting Pelusin on this #1 Queen of Pain. And so far, he hasn't had the greatest time. He got picked off by Nyx Assassin. He's won this lane. I mean, he still has a 25 last hit advantage over Too Fucking Good, but he did die as well.
Yeah, and Too Fucking Good has picked up a DD rune in his bottle, so another rotation from something like Nyx Assassin. We're looking at kills potentially happen, but Nyx Assassin is sitting top, Vendetta up, and it looks like the Radiant team, they're fully aware of this. They've got a Sentry Ward in lane.
Yeah,
I think they've spotted him.
There's the arrow. Oh, man, Miracle gets landed on. That's going to be another stun. There's the Tombstone down. They haven't quite killed this Windrunner yet. Yes, they get it. FZ improves to 3-0. He is very, very slow. Pelosin has rotated over. Probably a kill on the Nyx Assassin if I had to guess. Yes, actually, Lubby finding last hit with that Crystal Maiden auto attack. That's the power of the Crystal Maiden right there. But they rotated everybody here. This is all 4 living players at the top. They might get a tower off of this because it's a fairly low HP tower. So the next creep wave, most likely we'll see them push it in. But TFG, he's got the actually double damage. He may attempt to trade tower for tower, or at least pressure them to come back.
Yeah, Windrunner immediately TPs on respawn to bottom lane, recognizing the threat of this Weaver, while the rest of his team are going to try to get this tier 1. MUFC not even trying to defend
TFG. This. He didn't really need to use that time-lapse. That was actually kind of a mistake. He's going to cop a lot of tower damage. This is actually a serious error. A power shot here would kill him.
Yeah. It was on cooldown, but he could have almost chased and then gone trying to snipe it. But
yeah. I don't know. That was scary. I got scared for TFG there.
Don't worry. I don't blame you. That was definitely a bit of a misplay there. He doesn't pay for it. Oh, no, now he will maybe.
Nope.
Could have gone for a power shot with a right click maybe, but I think decided to conserve his mana a bit more.
TFG, I mean, he still doesn't have time-lapse for 26 seconds. I wonder if he knows... Okay, he knows. Okay, this was a critical sentry placement to clear out that sentry, because he would be in mortal danger if he didn't do that.
Oh, absolutely. For MUFC now, it looks like, well, TFG going to hope for maybe no 10-minute rune. Going to have to wait to refill that bottle with some bottle crowing, and there's a TP coming in. It's the Undying, so I don't know if this is going to work unless we see a big shackle from Miracle. He's going to see this Undying. And,
he has to shackle this particular creep
to
try to get TFG with this angle, but it's not easy.
Are you destroying penises on the map now?
God damn it! Yeah, that was an accident, but that's what happened. Yeah.
I'm onto you.
You accidentally have Sing Sing as a co-caster. I apologize.
Well, 3 heroes all go bottom. Weaver's gonna quite happily just say, okay, well, there's 3 heroes bottom. That means Mirana's farming. Nyx Assassin can be looking to set up kills around the map or keep on farming. You've got Batrider in the jungle still getting closer and closer to his Blink Dagger. So I think Weaver's not going to be too worried about all these heroes rotating to bottom.
The more attention they delegate to him, the happier he is, frankly. The only flip side is this does mean that Miracle will continue to find farmies. Oh, Hana, the Invis rune completely spotted out. He dies immediately, actually. He was Invis, right? He was Invis, yeah. He thought he was Invis, but there's a Sentry Ward right here for MUFC.
Yeah, Dire Sentry will spot that out. And
oh, man. That's a tough death. He's level 8 to 10 on FC now. And this Nyx Assassin is going to continue just preying on this Magnus. If Nyx actually hits something like a Blink Dagger before Magnus does, Magnus is actually going to have a tough time even initiating.
Yeah. Well, bottom lane, we will see a slight attempted siege coming out from the Radiant team. They've got the fast mech on Miracle. They dropped an Sentry Ward. Invasion MUFC should know there's a Sentry Ward because they actually just killed an MUFC Sentry Ward using it. So Nyx Assassin probably won't look to go engaging. And then Nyx is actually still lurking around looking for runes near the mid lane. And I think right now, for MUFC, they don't have to go looking for these fights. If there's a push coming from first departure, they can defend it fine, but they don't have to be looking to get super aggressive, even though they've got this Nyx Assassin.
I wouldn't hate first departure taking a more bold posture of pushing. If they're sort of solo and dispersed around the map, I think they're going to have some trouble, now especially that the Nyx Assassin is kind of dominating. Once that level 2 Vendetta hits, you can no longer rely on seeing him ever. I think they still have a decent shot in a 5v5, though. Like, Undying is so strong, and it'll be easier to hit a substantive RP there. So, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, they should push, and that's what they're doing, kind of. They have this mechanism, keep in mind. No mechanism up for MUFC. They're just rushing blinks all over the place. Winters is done, by the way.
Yeah, that's the one thing which First Departure don't know, but they should expect, because Winter has been untouched in the jungle the entire game. And you mentioned MUFC went greedy. Well, they're up 4 kills to 2. They've done a really good job early game, and hey, Winter's been completely left alone, so their greed has paid off right now.
Oh, here we go. Winter coming in. Here's FC. He gets the double impale. Lubby will get picked off pretty quickly. So a trade of 1 for 1 so far. Miracle could be in trouble. He actually does not get the shackle. And Peloson down. Again, this Creed of Pain just not lasting long, even if it's one of the primary farmers. And they're still chasing. Nice skewer, actually, generating a lot of space. So Hana may pay for this with his life. Nice RP on 2. He might trade a lot here. Nice magic wands, actually. And Hana, he came so close to actually getting a couple kills there, but no follow-on damage is what spelled the inability to follow up on that RP.
Yeah, TFG tried to chase down the win run as well. He was the one who didn't get caught up by the skewer in the RP, but doesn't succeed in doing so. He's now going to walk into Hana here. Hana, no skewer for 4 seconds. Should be fine here as TFG going to see the backup. And
I don't know about this. There's the Sentry Ward. Will they catch him out? They Frostbite. Murana ultimate, and he will skate away from this with his life, which he should be happy to preserve.
Yeah. Up to 1k gold now. We'll see maybe just some fast trades, maybe even just something like a Magic Wand and a Ring of Aquila. Get those sort of early, cheap, cost-effective stats.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, his farm is not great. Only about 39 last hits, so it makes sense for him to just go, yeah, like you said, cost-effective things. And I think that's what he's going to do. I actually like the Basilius for that. It's pretty cheap armor. And it's mana regen, which in his lane was pretty important.
Yeah, mana regen will definitely help him out there, but I guess the big thing is here for First Departure is they're really not finding it easy to push. With their lineup, they're all around the early game. You have a Windrunner who is your basically your tri-lane farmer with a fast mech. You have an Undying who has now got the level 3 Tombstone up, and you've got a Mag who's got, well, Arcane Boots. He hasn't got a Blink Dagger, but just having the maxed out Skewer and Shockwaves gives him a lot of damage output. They want to try and fight and push right now, but it's hard to do so into the Blink Daggers. Batrider has one, and so does Nyx now.
Right. That Nyx Assassin Blink Dagger, big deal considering the fact that Hana is nowhere near his. He's like 1,800 gold off. FZ coming around the back. They could get completely pincered here. Who will he decide to go on? The Impale actually misses, but they will catch tonight's Undying. And not having an Undying means no team fight. I don't think they can fight
Arrow
this,
searching.
The arrow lands on Lubby. Poor Lubby. Swift as the Wolves of Ice Rack. He does get dropped.
Yeah. And there is an Impale back up on Nyx Assassin if they can keep on pushing. And the beauty there is, MUFC's Sentry Ward being down was the key thing. Because that means Nyx Assassin knew there was no Radiant Sentries. Otherwise it would be dewarded. So he knew it was safe to just Vendetta, run in, and try find a good opening. He kind of found it. He didn't actually execute. He missed his Impale. He was trying to go for a 2 Impale. But either way, MUFC find themselves some easy kills and also a tier 1 tower to follow.
Yeah, before those last 2 engagements, I said that I would actually like Departure to start trying to push, but the issue now is pushing will set them behind so far in XP when they're already behind. Like, if you look at the level parity, it's a 3-level difference between the mids, and then just every player has levels on the opposing players. The supports, I mean, look at Winter relative to Lubby, or Ling relative to Peloson. Sorry. Relative to Undying. They're just doing so much better.
Oh, yeah. The greediness of the MUFC lineup, the 4-position Batrider is just doing fantastic. The hard support Rubik is doing pretty well here. Arrow bottom lane, not going to land on Peloson, as Weaver was there to follow things up. TFG needs to be careful. Sonic Wave
He's okay.
Cancelled, yeah.
Unfortunately, for Departure also, they can't stick detection. Like, they placed a Sentry Ward and it immediately got killed in the middle because there was already a pre-existing MUFC Sentry.
Nick's going to get scouted out here.
FC, yeah, he's sitting on top of their 1 remaining Sentry Ward, so they know about this.
We'll have to see if they try and bait using it, or it looks like Nyx Assassin doesn't realize it's there yet. He thinks he can maybe find an opening. Queen of Pain blinking out, so...
Yeah, I mean, regardless, they're playing... Even if MUFC knew whether the Sentry Ward is there or not, they did know that they didn't really have a strong opportunity. Too close to the tier 2.
Well, they're going to try and make openings at top lane instead. There's a Windrunner heading up there, and if Mirana can find an arrow...
Yeah, that's the question. Can he find an arrow? I mean, they can, depending on where Miracle stands. Right now, he's not in that great position, but if Winter can blink onto him, that's a guaranteed arrow, basically.
Yeah. And,
guaranteed. I mean, it's still an execution check, but not like a blind arrow onto somebody.
Yeah. You have a way of making the arrow land. That's in your control.
Here we go.
Arrow.
There's the lasso. They're gonna arrow. He's just keeping him stationary. Yeah, Miracle is down.
Perfect execution.
On-trash player, 3-0-2 on this Mirana.
Yeah, considering he was up against a tri lane in a dual lane, he's done really well to recover from the early game poor farm, and we're now seeing his net worth up there. He's leading as far as net worth goes.
Yasha and I'm leery to say this, but I guess Lincoln's, yeah?
Yeah, he's a Hon player. You always go Lincoln's if you're a Hon player.
That's true. That's totally true.
It's not a bad item. Against this lineup, like I guess you're just looking at shackle shots, frostbite. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad.
Frostbite, not frostbite, because you can just leap right out of it. But shackle shot, yeah.
The main great thing is you get such good regen and decent stats from Lincoln.
Oh, Lubby.
A big blood splatter.
I mean, it's like I said, if you see this Crystal Maiden falling behind, it's just gonna be food all the time.
Yeah, Hannes goes skewer. He's gonna have to try and do so soon. Oh, he brings back Nyx Assassin, also the Carapace damage. He blocked the skewer damage with a Carapace, which meant more damage onto the mag, and here's Winter.
Oh god, Undying is going to cop a fall. There's 4 right on top of him. MUFC, they don't care about this tier 1 mid at all. They just killed 3 people in the no man's land between the tier 1 and tier 2 mids. And when that happens to you as first departure, you're just like, wow, is anywhere safe? And the answer is no, nowhere is safe.
Yeah, maybe bottom lane Pelosi has found a tier 1 tower, also gets himself a bit more farm, but realistically, MUFC, they're moving around their map right now, is getting them a lot of kills, and it's very, very aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, this will be BKB for Queen of Pain in about 500 more gold, but that's not going to turn it. That's just going to keep Quap up. And MUFC, they don't have great auto just yet. Mirana, she needs a few items to actually be a formidable auto attacker at the very least. I mean, he's going to finish this Lincoln's and then Manta. Weaver, because he had the slow start, is not going to deal that much damage, so the BKB will be significant. The question is if everybody's dead except the Queen of Pain. Oh man, and they're going to lasso up Miracle. He is almost certainly dead in this Windrunner. With Windrunner dead, yes. And Lubby dead, of course, because that's just a matter of the game going on at this point. Yes, the ultimate comes out. Nice. Wow, what a nice four-step up to the high ground by Ling. Amazing four-step to dodge the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, the Sonic Wave gets dodged. He's stolen Shockwave, which is a huge source of damage now as well. Winter without a lasso. Arrow coming in. It looks like we are going to see more heroes take a full Pelosin. Blink out just in time. Fake Pelosin, though.
Dying's dead, yeah.
He's dead. Yeah.
And another kill for Entrash, improving to 403.
Yep.
So, first departure, they can't stick it. Windrunner is going to have her force staff soon, and that's, I think, the answer is they need more mobility. They need to somehow be able to get away from MUFC when MUFC is chasing them. And I mean, Crystal Maiden won't, but maybe the rest of their team can survive.
Yeah, and the big problem is always going to be, right now, even if you can get away from some of these kills, you're not really anywhere safe to farm. You've got a gem up on Link so he can look to get map control, and the chasing potential is there as well. You've got a Miranda with Phase, Yasha, Leap. You've got Batrider with a Blink and Stein getting very close to a 4-staff. He's just 350 gold away from that. Nyx Assassin with a Blink, Weaver with Shikuchi. All these heroes just so ultra mobile. Even a 4-staff may not be enough.
Yeah, I agree with you, Gods, but I mean, they have to start somewhere, basically. And, oh, Miracle sets up the shackle there, but it's just not going to get Ling, and he knows it. So, they're outmoved. They're outmaneuvered right now by MUFC, both strategically, because I feel like FD should have been able to win the 3 vs 2 a little harder than they did. And they did win the bottom, but overall, they just didn't come out of the laning phase with an advantage, and MUFC, their plan really came together.
Yeah.
And Hana, wow. I completely forgot he was building Blink because it took him so long, but here it is. He's got it at 21 minutes. I don't think this Blink materially changes the conditions of this game, because if he jumps in with Blink and finds an RP, it's like his team might not even get there.
Yeah, he's so far yet to be involved in a single kill for his team, which sort of goes to show how well MUFC have played around this Magnus. And, well, we're going to see MUFC find another kill, maybe a Miracle at bottom lane. They're going to need a Blink Lasso. 4 stuffs away just in time. Winter's there, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. He doesn't Lasso.
Interesting.
I think he was going in too blind. He blinked and 4-stuff. I don't think it was... I think it was more like a gambit, and he's like, oh, wait, he's actually there?
Right. That worked?
Yeah. Forget Stilesso.
Right. Yeah, they don't quite get the lasso, obviously, on Miracle, but I don't know. I wouldn't hate this with this Windrunner going Lincolns either. Peloson actually gets arrowed. Oh, and the Flame Break. How quickly will he drop? He actually pops the BKB. They will get Ling very, very quickly. Peloson is lassoed. He will get brought down. And I think we might see MUFC just try to disengage. There's the Mirana ultimate. Winter and FC shackled together. Do they have detection? Yes, they have the Sentry Ward. The Spike Carapace pop. Nice Impale. And the Flame Break actually totally turns it. TFG is going to be standing and delivering some damage onto them. Yes, Hana is down. A double kill for Entourage player. The Sacred Arrow will not hit, but they can chase Lubby. He is Crystal Maiden. He's not getting out of this alive. No way, no how. And Miracle goes down as well. And it seemed for a brief moment like Departure might stabilize the fight, but just good poise, good composure from FC, landing the triple Impale, Winter Flame Breaks on top of it, and then all of a sudden First Departure at a quarter life and in disarray.
Yeah, at the point where that Shackle Shot lands, right after they kill a Fling, it looks like the fight maybe goes First Departure's way, but like you say, Nyx Assassin couldn't be brought down in time, and the big issue there was First Departure's initial engagement. They only caught Ling in the RP. They kill him off, but ultimately they're not winning that fight with just a one-hero RP.
Yeah, when you're behind and you have Magnus, you need big RPs to take you back in. They can't, even if it's on the smartest possible solo target, it's not enough. You need to tip the scale somehow.
Yeah, well, MUFC now get themselves further and further ahead. The gold lead now dips past 10k. First Departure, they don't really have a backup plan either. They have no carry hero. No. They had a farming Windrunner. So as far as scaling well to late game, they've got next to nothing.
Yeah. It's going to be very, 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 very difficult because that is Mirana's Lincolns. He's actually well on the way to his Manta style as well, about 2,000 more gold. TFG finished off his Yasha in that engagement as well. He is actually taking a bit of damage here, but he's going to get away because they can't really chase him out. And
I thought he would go for the Sonic Wave. He should have just thrown it and tried to predict which way hit Chikuchi.
Yeah, they could have done a prayer Sonic Wave. You're probably right.
I think at this point,
Dagon up on FC.
Oh man, Nyx Assassin, Dagon, yeah.
TFG is navigating a minefield here. If Miracle had spotted him out, they would turn it right around. They might try to... Wow, this is bold. Peloson actually does get lassoed up. They might kill him in the space of lasso. The shackle latches. Peloson gets away, but they can't fight, really. The power shot, actually misses. And Miracle could be in trouble here. They're going to pop the Sonic Wave finally. Yes, they get TFG. A little bit overly exuberant from him. Miracle, nice flame break. Oh, he misses. It wasn't a nice flame break after all. They finally get Miracle.
It was BKB, sorry.
Oh, he was BKB, you're right.
It was going to be okay. Weaver, I think, could have survived that. I think Weaver just played... He wanted to be a bit too fancy there with his footwork, and he does pay the price for it. He had a time-lapse where he could actually get out of that fight, but the BKB Queen of Pain just came back and finished him off. But, end of the day, MUFC, there's your Lincolns on Mirana. There's your next, maybe outer towers going down as well. They're trying to put on a lot of pressure. Peloson is actually getting a tier 1 at mid. Trying to.
Good trades obtained by him. He should not stay in here too long. Yeah, it's going to get denied any fight. Oh, nice blink, actually. But he gets caught out. Winter, he doesn't have lasso just yet. But there's the stun. Yeah, Peloson, he didn't even get the last hit on the tower. It's such a classic mistake when they manage to fortify the tower you're trying to kill at like 1 HP. It's so difficult to say to yourself, I have to leave, I have to leave. And he didn't leave, and he didn't even get the tower kill. It was a deny and the Queen of Pain died.
Yeah, this pickup for Ling, the Blink, is such a strong spell to have as well. A 6-second cooldown on it. It gives you such a strong initiation potential. And then, mid-fight, if you can see it not opening to steal something like RP or Tombstone, you go for it. But for actually engaging in, Blink is an amazing spell.
Do you see this, what Ling is doing right now? Yeah. He's king of the mountain, and he can just blink 4 staff down whenever he wants to.
He was scouting for an Observer Ward initially, with the gem from the Nyx Assassin. Realized there was nothing there, and
now he's just enjoying the view. Yeah. Oh man, that Undying died quickly. FC just taking him apart with that Dagon, and again, no Undying, no team fight.
Yeah, Mag may be alive. You may be able to hit an RP, but that's not going to really do a whole lot. Ling, he's back to his throne, or his perch.
They could just buy wards.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've got some lane wards here.
Oh, man, Peloson initiated upon another great lasso from Winter.
Ooh,
nice RP, actually, on 3. Will they be able to respond effectively? The Skewer doesn't come. He doesn't have the mana. Oh, no, it all falls apart once again. Peloson down. They didn't even get a kill there. It was so close, but every time, just one critical element is lacking.
The Queen of Pain got, I think, 4 or 5 second arrow, but one hero not caught in the RP, Mirana, hit an arrow on Queen of Pain and just solo killed Queen of Pain during the RP. If Queen of Pain doesn't get arrowed there, I think maybe 1 or 2 heroes die, but...
Yeah, definitely. That could have been... it's one thing every time. It's just not going quite right for first departure. And that's 110 seconds with no Magnus RP. I mean, 80 seconds by now, but still, at least the last few outer towers going to be easily picked up from MUFC here.
Yeah, Tier 2 are going to be brought down, and with that, well, a big goal lead for MUFC. They can back off, take Roshan, or they can just look to maybe seal the deal fairly soon. Lasso is on cooldown for another 15 seconds, but they're pinging Roshan. This is Winter, he always goes for Roshan. Always buy your gem, always go for your Roshan.
Right. I mean, why not, honestly? They've gotten the full... Just look at the block... Rubik.
What?
It is a very nice vantage. You can zoom in and really see all the details on your character when you sit up on that high ground.
That's true. That's true. Well, he's kind of like foggy when I zoom in too much.
That's true. I don't know what the deal with that is. That's an Ice Frog Please Fix type thing. I think it's the clipping from the trees.
I think it's because he's off the screen. Like, if you zoom out, you realize he's actually not on the screen, but when you zoom in, then you can see him. That's why he's dark.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, not much to say else about this game, which is why I think we're getting into silly season a bit. MUFC have complete map control. They've got, if you include the Rubik ward, they actually have perfect vision of the entire quadrant that FD is confined to. And you do see Hontrash player about to... I think there's some disagreement about MUFC because I don't see any reason to only send 2 people into this Roche. It's going to take forever to kill it.
Yeah, and, well, Link says, I'm busy being a human ward.
Yeah.
FC says, okay, I'm going to go Dagon to some people. He's starting to level up his Dagon. Is there any Sentry's Dust?
This actually, all seriousness, this is not great. They're gonna have, they could have people caught out here. FC, they dust him. Blink. Oh, he blinks out. Nice. They will actually get the Roshan in the end because it doesn't look like FD are going to spend any time getting the rush. They do shackle up FC, so probably a kill here on this Nyx Assassin, but the trade is for... How did they kill the courier, too?
It was bringing FC as Dagon 3, maybe?
That's
FC
stupid.
gets brought down. Yeah, that was unnecessary. But...
Yeah, I mean, real talk for a bit, that was completely unnecessary giveaway of the courier and the kill. But the flip side is Aegis for Hontrash, and Hontrash is getting to the point which Moran is actually dangerous.
Yeah.
He's got his Yasha, he's got his Demon Edge.
And we'll see. Well, MUFC now, with this Aegis on their side, they can look to end this game fairly soon, I imagine. They'll have Nyx Assassin back, they'll be looking to group up and sort of just...
I mean... Yeah.
Put FD down, really.
Yeah. I think the Nyx death is fine, like, give away a hero to cover your Roche, but giving away a courier is just...
My one issue was he was actually going to live until he turned around to impale that neutral camp.
Right.
He was like, oh, look at this neutral camp. And the 2 or 3 of them had taken damage, so the impale was going to kill off the entire neutral camp without any physical damage. So he's like, sweet, let's do this. And then he dies because of it.
Shiva's begun on Batrider. He needs about 1,700 more gold to do it, but he can get that. They just haven't had that many deaths. It's hard to forget, remember, but First Departure has only put 6 kills on the board, plus they're behind 3 towers. That's how grim of a situation they really are. Oh, Lasso on Miracle. He's completely caught out. The Force Staff, he's so far away from anybody now. Actually, nice Force Staff. He gets himself away from the... Oh, no, he canceled his own TP. Huge error. He actually might have had a chance of escaping, but instead Winter gets the kill. They lose their gem. Winter's... Ling actually picks that gem up, and no Miracle. Does he have buyback? Yes, he actually does.
Well, the Nyx's... Actually, I think it was initially the Nyx's gem, so MUFC get their own gem back, but having the gem for First Departure was going to help a lot against both Weaver and Nyx Assassin, and now the push is going to come out, it looks like.
I wish he hadn't canceled his own TP. I think it actually would have triggered before Flame Break hit.
I think it was a panic moment. No, I think the Flame Break hit him, and then he TP'd right after the Flame Break hit him or something.
Right. But then he canceled
it. Then he canceled. I think he saw the Flame Break coming. He's like, oh crap, my TP's not going to work. Let's start running. But it was just like a... Yeah.
Oh, another... I mean, they can get in the base and get out so trivial easily. Wow! Nice man, it's a big play on that Flame Break in the middle of the Magnus Skewer, and... Magnus completely denied. TFG will just time-lapse to get some more HP. Pelosin buys back. And the RP on 1, it's not enough. It's just on FZ. Hana will get picked off as he tries to retreat out from here. It's too much. I don't think they can do it. Pelosan, he doesn't have his BKB up anymore. He's just going to get picked up by Huntrash player here. The return Sonic Wave hits nothing, and Pelosan actually does escape, but Miracle is lifted up. They have this Windrunner down. He no longer has buyback either. And, oh no, he actually does buyback. He had just enough gold to do it. Continuing buybacks, they're doing as much as they can first departure. They know that this is damn near their last stand, and they're attempting to make the stand that they can. And actually, they may have fended MUFC off at the cost of just about every buyback in their arsenal. Oh no! Back in, the Impale, the Winter damage, the Lasso Hana gone, to Undying will die. Pelosan forced back, actually sorry, Miracle forced back up to the high ground. The telekinesis, that's it. Ling has sealed the deal here, and they tap out GG. Actually, GG, please.
Please let me live. Please have some mercy. Queen of Pain, well, unable to do anything except sit and watch as Miracle gets taken out. And MUFC are going to win their group and do so very convincingly. Really solid games all around. First the Alchemist game against Dreams, and this game here, from start to finish, it was just very clinical.
Yeah, really good play from MUFC. I've been really impressed, honestly. They took a daring laning choice. I think we both thought that it might not pay the price if it was too greedy and they managed to lose the lane. But good control. I mean, they had very good execution. They rotated at the right times, and from the mid game onwards, they just had so much more mobility. It's that in the mid. FZ dominated mid. 11-2-17 Nyx Assassin. He's been part of 28 of their 33 kills.
Yeah.
Whereas if you look towards Hana, 0-6-2.
He had a fantastic start. He was a good level and a half ahead of the Mag. Despite Mag being mid, having a bottle, being able to bottle Crow, he just got a big level advantage, and that really, he was the one setting up kills all around the map. FC was the playmaker here.
Yeah, and Magnus Hana couldn't make any plays. He ends up with 2 assists and 6 deaths, no kills. I mean, of the quietest little Magnus that ever did roar.
And all those assists came once he got his Blink Dagger on. Just support here is like a Blink RP at bottom lane, killing off Ling. It just hasn't been a whole lot.
Yeah, and in the end, I mean, MUFC, does this mean that they win the group?
Yep, they'll win the group. First departure will play in the 2nd and 3rd place match, which is against the winner of Dreams and Myeon, which may be the next match being played. I don't think that'll be broadcast here on Beyond the Summit 2, but there should be other streams out there for it. As I am going to be taking some much-needed rest. As MUFC, they do seal this group, though. And I'm going to say, yeah, like you say, MUFC very, very impressive all around. We'll have the rest of the GST Dota 2 happening over the next couple of days. We have more group stage tomorrow, and then the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, is where we'll have ourselves the playoffs, which is your 8-team single-elimination bracket play.
Yeah, I mean, it should be an exciting tournament. The GST March had some pretty great games.
Yep.
Some surprising results, too. I mean, I remember mith.trust won it all after taking out Orange 2-0 in the semis and then cruising through the finals as well.
Yeah, mith.trust. It's actually a really amazing tournament from mith.trust last month. I believe they're in this GST. I want to take a quick look. I think they're in either Group C or Group D, but last month they beat Orange, MUFC, and then Chainstack in the finals. They took down like some really tough opponents there.
Yeah.
If they're back, I can't wait to see them versus MUFC, Orange, well, Chainstack again.
Definitely, because this is one of the few tournaments that we regularly see Myth in, so they're sometimes hard to compare against some of these teams that are just everywhere, like Orange. We see so many games of Orange. I think we have a very good bead on what they're good at and bad at, but mith.trust a little bit more of an enigma.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everybody, thanks for joining in. Thanks for tuning in for the Beyond the Summit stream. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit, and joining me has been Vikramon. Be sure to check him out. Follow him on Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot. He is twitter.com/Vikramon. I'm Gods. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/BTSGods, and I'll be back tomorrow. You may be joining me, depending how things go. I believe do you have more Natolic League tomorrow, or?
No, not until Sunday. So is tomorrow Thursday or Friday? I don't even know these days, Gods.
Friday. It's Thursday here, so tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll be around.
Alright, well, I'll see how things go. And you also casted Orange vs. VG Gaming. Is there a VOD for that? Because from what it sounded like, it was a really good game.
It was actually a good game. People should definitely check out Orange vs. VG this morning in Netolic Pro League. That's twitch.tv/NETOLICTV. Okay,
so check out the VOD there on Twitch TV. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and whatnot, and be sure to tune in tomorrow for the GSC Dota 2. Big thanks, of course, to the sponsors, Gigabyte as well as Western Digital, and to Dota Talk for hosting this whole event. Thanks, everybody. That's Gods and Vikramon tuning out. See you guys.